Hello and happy social media Saturday. I am back today with Tyler Simone, the wonderful, amazing Tyler Simone, who is a passionate creative and currently serves as a digital marketing manager for the Online Learning Consortium. So thank you for being here today, Tyler.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, and Tyler and I met through another wonderful woman, really talented storyteller, Samantha Becker, who has her own consulting agency and has an online group of women who come together and just talk about everything from how to get new clients to how to negotiate your salary. So, um, Tyler, you have I was just reading your bio before this, and you've had such an incredible career so far with so many diverse experiences. You've been an intern on Dr. Phil, you've been working in social media, you worked as an entertainment host, and you've been around celebrities. So now, as a digital marketing manager, I would love to hear a little bit about how you started out first and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, let's go back. Originally, I kind of got into the digital space, not accidentally. I think everything happens for a reason, but it started out my late years of high school. So prior to graduating, I was a volleyball player, actually, fun fact. And if you're an athlete, then you know that in order to get into college and play sports, you have to create some sort of demo reel, like a highlight
Totally.
reel
Mm-hmm.
for coaches to look at. And that's what I had to do. So back then, really, the free way to do it, the way that I found was the best, was to put it on YouTube. So I would cut up my footage and add music, and that's kind of how I got a feel for creation, and it just stuck, and so I would record my friends and just create vlogs for nobody. Nobody was watching them, but they were a lot of fun to create, and that kind of developed my love for content creation. So when I finally went to college, I started out as a business major, hated it, um, didn't like it, it wasn't fun. I know. I
Sounds like
like
the worst
business
feeling
now.
sitting in your class is like, oh, why did I choose this major?
Some color, I need some pizzazz.
Mhm.
But I had a friend who she was on the track team with me while I was in college, and she was a broadcasting major, and she would talk about how much fun it was. And I just fell in love, and I switched my major pretty quickly and got into broadcasting. So I became a broadcasting major. And as a broadcasting major, I was studying a lot of news writing, media performance, radio, and I just loved it. And I never left that digital space. So I got a few internships in radio and in news. Decided that I wanted to be an entertainment news host. So I graduated from college, went straight into entertainment journalism, and
Mm.
worked on shows like Dr. Phil and The Real, on production teams. And then somehow I ended up in digital marketing, but it all kind of makes sense. It's all in the digital space. And I've just kind of
Yeah.
I took opportunities as they came and went with the flow, and now I'm here.
And now you're here as a digital
Yeah.
marketing manager, and you also are hosting a podcast, the Happily
hmm
Self-Conscious podcast, where you share personal development tips and you are really encouraging your audience to become your best selves. On that theme of personal development, how do you feel that um, you grew as you kind of went on this journey, or were there specific uh, things that you were keeping in mind in terms of personal development that really helped you to get where you are today?
Yeah. So personal development has been a part of my life for a while. Another fun fact, I started doing yoga really young at about 6 years old or so. And so that journey with self has always kind of been pivotal in my life. And so when I got into the digital space, I knew pretty early on that I kind of had to maintain that sense of self, and not getting too wrapped up in it, still maintaining that sense of authenticity. And so over the years, I've kind of just tried to stay grounded and not get too caught up in all of the noise. And so I've taken that on my journey and throughout all of my jobs that I've had so far. And so I love back to that. I love self-help, and it's really allowed me to develop my personal brand, but just my personality and just growing in all these different ways. And over the years, as I've learned all of these different things throughout these different experiences, I just felt like I have so much knowledge to share, and I just don't feel like it's fair to keep it all, you know. Sorry, that's
You
my
want to
cat.
share the love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to share
Mhm.
the love. So
Yeah.
I started this podcast to just kind of share the little nuggets that I've learned. And I'm not an expert, I don't know everything, but it's just another way for me to maintain authenticity, online and to just be upfront about, learning lessons along with everybody else.
Yeah. I think it was really key what you said about staying grounded and connecting to your own authenticity as much as you can. I think that's something that can be very challenging in the digital marketing space, whether you're on the content creation side as a full-time content creator, part-time, or more behind the scenes as a digital marketing manager or social media manager. There's so much noise and comparison of maybe I should be doing it like this, or I should be structuring my work like that. But I really, again and again, see that those who really can connect to that authentic part of themselves just shine in a way that is so unique and kind of draws people to them and gets those results that we're all looking for um, in the digital space. So,
Yeah.
for people who are maybe interested in going into digital marketing, would love to hear a day in the life of Charlie Simone. What is it? What does it look like as a digital marketing manager for
So, first things first, I make a cup of coffee, obviously.
you? Gotta
Um,
gotta kickstart their morning.
like I said, grounding, centering myself, self affirmations are important for me. But then I get into it. So I am the brand voice for the Online Learning Consortium. So one of my first tasks is to post on social media. So I post twice a day. So I kind of separate the two and just stay engaged with the audience. So that's one of my main roles. So it's interacting on social media. I do a lot of retweeting and commenting back to our members who follow us on social media. Most days I have maybe one or two emails to write. So I'll sit down and do that, and it's just putting it into our system. We use Pardot. Some of you may know what that is. So it's me creating emails, and then I'm also producing the weekly newsletter. So
Okay.
typically, I'll sit down for a little bit and kind of go through our content, figure out what needs to be promoted, put that into our system. And then I'm also having some meetings throughout the day. Sometimes I don't have meetings, but that'll come and go. So I'll do a few meetings, take a walk, which I think is super important. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
sitting down at the computer all day can get to be a little overwhelming. And I know a
Definitely.
lot of us,
Gotta get that hot girl walk in the middle of the day, reset.
yeah,
It's
right, I will not survive
essential.
without it.
Hmm.
Yes. And then a lot of us, we manage our own social media accounts as well. So you throw that in the mix and it's like, we need a walk, we need a break.
Yes,
So,
definitely. Got to get a screen break. And so that's interesting. It sounds like you are creating content day of. Is that kind of your flow? That,
yes,
okay. Hmm. So you'll come into the
yes,
office or log into your at-home office and then you're creating the post for the day when you're logging in.
yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I did try the whole, I know some people probably work this way where they can plan their posts ahead of time, and I've tried it. For
Yeah.
me personally, I work better in the moment, especially because things change all the time. There's one thing that we're promoting that needs a bigger push. It needed a bigger push yesterday, but today something else needs a bigger push. And so I just kind of go with the flow. And then also, people are talking on social media as well. People are expressing their joy for getting new certifications with our company. And so I think that's a good time to one, retweet, obviously, but also to promote our certifications in that moment. So sometimes it's just better to work in the moment and go with the flow. That's how I
Definitely.
feel.
Yeah, yeah, and there are different camps probably for this, right? Like I'm definitely a plan ahead girly. Like if I can get a month's worth of content in a content calendar and get it all scheduled and not have to think about it, that is heaven to me, right? But to your
Uh-huh.
point, some clients, that's just not the flow. I've had clients in the past where it's you need to do it day of, you do it weekly because maybe they're a personal brand and they have articles coming out or podcasts or need to just be posting current news. I think that's interesting because there's really not one way to organize your content and your content schedule.
Yeah, it changes. I do some things ahead of time. It's just necessary to do it that way. But I also think it kind of depends on you as a person.
Yeah,
With broadcasting, we were trained to be MMJs, which are, multimedia journalists. And so with that type of training, you're just learning how to like go, go, go. And so I think it's kind of ingrained in me to kind of naturally move that way. So if I
that
have a
makes
social media post,
sense.
you know, I can write it up really quick and then move on to the next thing. So I guess it just depends on the day, of course. I mean, some days we're
Right.
just
Exactly. Have you had your coffee? Have you had your hot girl walk? You know, what is it looking like? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, we got to talk about it. Instagram Threads came out yesterday. It has already 30 million users in the first 24 hours. I would love to get your thoughts on just how you think this might change the landscape of social media and our role as digital marketing professionals.
I think that one, it adds something else to our plate. Another something to learn how to use. Oh my God, I know.
One more thing. Also, another tool. It can be exciting, something to play around with. The text can be fun. It's very. I was scrolling through it yesterday, and it was very much giving like early Facebook, where kind of it was just stream of
Ooh,
consciousness of I'm, headed to the grocery store, or it seems like people are just kind of saying what is top of mind, which is so far away from where we are now on Instagram.
yes, that's such a good point. In that respect, it's good because I think we need more of that. I think we need more like just rawness, realness in real time, because I do miss that. I was just talking to a friend about that the other day about how free Facebook used to be and we could just talk about anything and everything. And at some point it turned, and I feel like I definitely enjoyed that more. For those of us who really enjoy being as authentic as possible, I think we thrive, in those
Mm-hmm.
spaces because we have nothing to hide. So this could be really good for some people and for some companies,
Mm-hmm.
including us. I think we can adjust. We always adjust.
We always adjust. That is, if social media managers, digital marketing professionals are going to do one thing, it's adjust.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Well, Tyler, thank you so much for your time today. It was such a pleasure to talk with you one on one and learn more about your story and learn more about your day in the life and as a digital marketing manager. For anybody watching, please give Tyler a follow on all the social media links below. And don't forget to subscribe for more digital marketing conversations. So I'll see you next week. Thanks again, Tyler.
Thank you so much.